Taking a few moments to just make sure you're set up in your posture so that you're comfortable. Making sure you've got a solid base. So that your feet are both on the ground. If you're sat in a chair. Or perhaps if you're sat cross-legged on the sofa, just making sure that the legs are supported. And closing your eyes, just check to see if your weight is distributed across both sides of the body evenly. Also making sure that the back is supported as well, so you're sat in a comfortable upright position. So you might need to grab an extra cushion to support the back. And just checking that the head is not leaning too far forward on the spine. Noticing the contact of your body with the chair. So the sensations of your legs coming into contact with the chair. And your weight dropping down through the sitting bones. Taking a deeper breath in. As you breathe out, allowing the body to sink, drop more deeply into the chair. Noticing if there's any areas of tension in the body. It might be around the face, the shoulders, the stomach. Just exploring those sensations for a moment or two. And then again, taking a deeper breath in. And on the out breaths, just seeing if you could release and relax those muscles. Just starting to notice the movement of the breathing body. You might notice the sensations most around the chest. And the belly. You can also notice if the body is moving around the back and the back of the rib cages. Notice whether or not the shoulders rise and fall with the breath. Perhaps see whether or not lower parts of the back, maybe the middle back and the bottom of the spine, move with the breath. Perhaps you can feel the body pushing back into the chair. So moving into the first stage of the mindfulness of breathing, we'll be placing the count at the end of the out breath. So we breathe in, we breathe out and count 1. Breathe in, breathe out, count 2. We continue doing this up until 10. If we make it to 10, just come back to 1. If we find that we've lost the count or gone past 10, whenever you notice that you've got distracted, just recognize you're distracted. That's fine. Perhaps notice any tension in the body. Then re-engage with the breath, so noticing the sensations of the breath and starting again with a count at 1. So just allowing the breath to follow its natural course, whether that's particularly tight or smooth, deep or shallow. Just checking to see whether you're mainly focused on the count, whether you're able to stay with the actual sensations of the breath. So if you're getting a little bit caught up in the count, you could just imagine placing the count a little bit more quietly in your mind. Just noticing if you've got distracted, noticing what it feels like in the body to be distracted. Maybe you've tensed up, maybe you're having particular thoughts about something. So just notice what that feels like in the body. See if the breath has changed, maybe it's got a bit tighter. To see if you can allow the area of the body to relax. Now dropping the count for this stage and just follow the breath for a few moments in its full cycle. See if you can notice now where the breath begins. Where do you first feel the movement of the in-breath? Just checking that you don't start holding the breath in order to notice this. It's not an exact science. In the second stage, we place the count at the beginning of the in-breath. So we count 1, we breathe in, we breathe out. Count 2, then breathe in, breathe out. Again up to 10. Just see if you can notice the difference in sensation at the beginning of the in-breath compared to the previous stage. Perhaps there's more of a sense of energy in the body at the beginning of the in-breath. Where are you right now? Have you got distracted? If so, just notice. Notice what it feels like to be distracted. And come back to the breath, the sensations of the breath. And then start re-engaging with the count at 1 again. And if you're still with the breath, still with the practice, see if you can get up a little bit closer to those sensations. Now dropping the count, following the full flow of the breath as we move into the third stage of the practice, where we're just following the breath wherever we feel it most in the body. Perhaps that's in the chest or the belly, might be the back or the throat. See if we can stay with the breath through its full flow. Just as the sea moves up and down the shore. See if there's any tension in the body that's coming in. What happens if we're distracted? We might just be a bit tense without realizing it. So staying with the breath, but just seeing if you can also allow the body to relax a little bit more. So as we're breathing in, we're filling the body with life, with energy. A sense of letting go on the out breath as we release. Noticing whether your attention is still on the breathing body or if you've got caught up in thoughts. Noticing what it feels like to be distracted. Is there any tension in the body right now? Imagine breathing into that area of tension. And on the out breath, allowing it to relax again. Coming back to the sensations of the breath and the body. Moving into the fourth stage of the practice, we start gathering our attention around the sensations of the body, whether breath first enters. It might be around the nose and the lips. If you're breathing in through your mouth, you might feel the flow of the breath across your teeth. And just be patient, checking whether or not you're tensing in the face or any area in the body to try and notice the sensations. If you can get there, you can notice them. Can you get up a little bit closer to them, allowing the sensations to fill your awareness? Sense of being inside the body, feeling the sensations and not just observing them from the outside. Noticing whether this area of the body feels different as the air flows in and out. Now expanding out our awareness to the whole of the breathing body. See how much of the body we can take in. So from the tips of our toes, the crown of our heads, the front of our body and the back of our body, and everything inside. Just seeing how precious it is to be alive and breathing. A simple action of the body that goes on all day and all night without us even having to do anything about it. Now letting go of any sense of making any effort at all, any sense of trying to meditate. Just sit here, quiet, still, alive. And to transition out of the practice, you could start becoming aware of the sounds in the room and the building around you, the light coming through your eyes. So opening your eyes and taking in the colours and the shape of the room around you. Perhaps pausing for a moment just to thank yourself for making the time and effort to practice today. Yeah, see if it's had any effect on you just sitting down for a while. Seeing it as you go about the rest of the day, see if there's a way of maintaining a thread of connection within this practice.